I've never had any plastic surgery on my face, nothing.
I don't take surgery lightly, and therefore I have not had many of them because of that.
And I got so much surgery to change my whole face, which is false.
I think Kris Jenner would have really, at 16 years old, let me get cheek and jaw reconstructive surgery. Nah.
Okay, let's talk about the most awkward sentence in Hollywood. I've never had anything done. Because today we're looking at 18 stars who said exactly that. Sometimes for years, sometimes for decades. While the before and after photos kept telling a very different story. Now listen, this is not a video about calling anyone a liar. Their faces, their business, but the gap between what they say and what the cameras captured, that's a story worth telling. Some of these stars are still denying to this day. Some might actually be telling the truth.
Oh my God, I've wanted this for so long.
And the last 5, they finally confessed, and one confession was so emotional it made the whole world cry. Stay with me. And real quick, if you love these deep dive celebrity stories told with respect and receipts, hit that subscribe button. It genuinely helps us keep making these, and you'll want to be here for number 1. Let's start with the face that broke the internet in 2025. Lindsay Lohan, our Parent Trap girl, our Mean Girls queen. After years away from the spotlight, Lindsay stepped onto red carpets looking so fresh, so smooth, so glowing that the photos went viral within hours. And the whole world asked the same question. What happened? Lindsay's answer has been consistent. Nothing surgical.
She tells Elle in an interview published May 27th, "I'm like, when? With what time? Where?"
I think these days, my idea of fun has changed. I just like taking time for me, doing maybe a face mask or something.
She insists her new look comes from clean living.
I feel the space that I have in Dubai to take time just to really think about what it is I want to do and how I want to do it.
No alcohol, juicing, Pilates, laser facials, and serious skincare. Basically, she says she just got healthy, and honestly, good for her. But the photo timeline is what keeps the conversation alive. Fans noticed that between her earlier appearances and 2025, her jawline looked sharper, her eyes more lifted, her skin almost poreless. And board-certified surgeons who have never treated her went on record with outlets suggesting the change looked like more than skincare, with some pointing to possible work around the eyes and lower face. Now here's the thing. She moved to Dubai, lives quietly, became a mom, and stress leaving your life really can transform a face.
But your home base is in Dubai.
Yeah.
But tell me what that's like.
It's just far away from Hollywood.
So maybe it's peace, maybe it's procedures, maybe it's both. Only Lindsay knows. But number 17 blamed his new face on a bathroom accident. Number 17 has the most unexpected explanation on this entire list. Zac Efron, the high school musical heartthrob who grew up on our screens. In 2021, Zac appeared in a video for an environmental campaign, and the internet froze. His jaw looked dramatically wider, his chin different, the lower half of his face completely changed. Within hours, Zac Efron's face was trending worldwide, with millions convinced he'd had surgery.
Okay, you had to recently dispel rumors that you had undergone plastic surgery.
But Zac's explanation, he says he shattered his jaw. According to his own account, he slipped in his home while running through the house in socks, and his chin slammed into the corner of a granite fountain.
You actually experienced your jaw being shattered, in 2013?
He says he was unconscious, his jaw wired, and during recovery, the muscles in his face grew unusually large from the physical therapy and constant chewing exercises. So according to Zac, that wider jaw isn't an implant, it's muscle. And here's what makes his case fascinating. Medical experts commenting publicly were genuinely split.
This fracture, it could have been in the body of his mandible, and then it gets plated.
I realized that, when I was done with that movie, I don't ever want to be in that good a shape again.
Some said the injury explanation is completely plausible because jaw muscles really do grow that way. Others, who had never treated him, felt the changes looked surgical. Zac himself says he barely noticed the online storm until his mom called to ask if he'd had work done. His mom, but number 16 made his denial in writing years ago. Number 16 put his denial on the record more than a decade ago, and fans have been comparing photos ever since. Tom Cruise, the biggest action star on the planet, when asked directly about plastic surgery back in 2012, his answer left zero wiggle room. He said, "I haven't and I never would." Clear, confident. Case closed, right? Well, then came 2021. Tom appeared at a baseball game, and photos of his noticeably fuller, puffier face spread across the world within hours. Fans flooded social media asking what happened, with many speculating about fillers. Surgeons who never treated him told outlets the fullness looked consistent with injectable work.
The medial cheek appears more prominent. So that begs the question, did Tom Cruise get cheek implants around this time? Not totally clear, but it's possible.
While others pointed out that weight changes, lighting, and simple aging can do the exact same thing. And Tom, he never addressed it. Not one word. He simply showed up months later at a movie premiere looking like classic Tom Cruise again, flying stunt planes and hanging off airplanes like nothing happened. And that's what makes his case so interesting. He made one firm denial years ago and has never felt the need to explain a single photo since. Total silence. Whether that's confidence or avoidance is for you to decide. But number 15 says her entire empire is built on honesty about her face. Number 15 built a billion-dollar beauty business, so her face is literally her storefront. Kim Kardashian, arguably the most photographed woman of our era. And for years, the internet has speculated about everything, but Kim's official position has stayed surprisingly modest. In a major beauty interview, she claimed her secret is simply a little bit of Botox.
I also feel like you need less Botox for more emotion, and I don't.
And insisted she has no filler in her face, no filler in her cheeks, no filler in her lips. She even said, "I really genuinely care about looking good," crediting daily skincare, lasers, and discipline. Now here's where the conversation gets complicated. Fans have spent years lining up photos from her early reality TV days against today, pointing to her changed nose shape, lifted brows, and dramatically sculpted jawline. Surgeons who have never treated her have told outlets that, in their professional opinion, the transformation suggests more than Botox alone.
I think Kim Kardashian has had maybe a fat transfer at this point. Now, Botox filler, I think she's getting maintenance treatments.
And when her look softened noticeably around 2024 and 2025, the same fans insisted something had been dissolved or adjusted. But let's be fair to Kim on one thing. She's one of the most contoured, professionally lit, expertly styled faces on earth. Makeup artists can genuinely reshape a face with a brush. So where does artistry end and needles begin? Only her mirror knows. But number 14 swears her secret is meditation. Number 14 has the most peaceful explanation in Hollywood, Salma Hayek, the stunning star of Frida and countless hits, still turning heads in her late 50s. And when people ask how her face looks so smooth, so lifted, so unbelievably youthful, Salma doesn't credit a clinic. She credits meditation. She has said clearly that she does not use Botox or fillers.
Have you still never had Botox?
No Botox.
You're amazing.
And instead practices a form of meditation she believes tenses and tones the muscles of her face from the inside. She's also credited her grandmother's homemade skincare wisdom.
My grandmother taught me not to wash my face in the morning because then you take off all the good oils that your skin works so hard all night.
And says she'd rather age than freeze her expressions. It's honestly a beautiful philosophy. But the internet remains politely skeptical. Fans point out that her forehead stays remarkably smooth in every appearance. Her skin looks poreless under the harshest red carpet lighting. And at an age when most faces soften, hers seems to defy gravity entirely. Skincare experts interviewed about her look have said genetics could absolutely explain it, since she has often spoken about her family aging beautifully. Surgeons who never treated her have suggested the smoothness looks helped. So who's right? Maybe the meditation really works. Maybe her genes hit the jackpot. Either way, she said she wants her daughter to see a mother who isn't afraid of aging. And that intention? Genuinely lovely. But number 13 called the rumors completely false. Number 13 shut down the biggest surgery rumor of the 2000s with 2 words: completely false. Demi Moore, the ghost icon, whose recent career comeback has been one of Hollywood's greatest stories. Back in the day, tabloids worldwide reported she had spent a fortune, some claimed hundreds of thousands of dollars, transforming her body and face. Demi's response was firm. She called the reports completely false and has maintained for years that the wild numbers and surgery lists attached to her name were invented. And yet the fascination never faded because her face kept changing in ways fans couldn't stop analyzing. In 2021, she walked a Paris runway looking so different that the internet barely recognized her, with dramatically fuller cheeks. Surgeons who never treated her speculated openly about filler. Then, by her triumphant awards season run a few years later, that fullness was gone, her natural bone structure was back, and the same internet was calling her the most beautiful woman in the room. She's never explained either change. Not the fullness, not its disappearance. And here's the poetic part. Her big comeback film was literally about the impossible beauty standards Hollywood forces on aging women. She understands this conversation better than anyone alive. But number 12 admits half the list and firmly denies the rest. Number 12 is what I call a partial denier, and his case is fascinating. Simon Cowell, television's most famous judge. Now, Simon has openly confessed to plenty. He's admitted the Botox years. He's admitted going too far with filler, even joking he looked like something out of a horror film before having it all dissolved. So the man is capable of honesty, which makes his one firm denial so interesting: the facelift. Fans and experts have speculated for years, especially after appearances where his face looked dramatically tighter and smoother. But Simon insists it never happened. He said the constant facelift rumors just make him laugh, maintaining that beyond the injectables he's confessed to and one thread lift procedure he described as brutal, his face is au naturel these days. He credits water, healthy eating, and quitting the needles entirely. But the speculation won't die, because in 2025, a promotional video showed him looking so smooth that viewers flooded the comments calling him an AI version of himself, and the comments got switched off. Surgeons who never treated him have told outlets his tight jawline would be difficult to achieve without help, so we're left with a puzzle. Why confess to everything else? But draw the line there? But number 11 says she can finally move her face again. Number 11 made one small confession years ago and denies everything else to this day. Nicole Kidman, our Australian Oscar winner, one of the finest actresses alive. Nicole's famously smooth forehead has been discussed for 2 full decades. And to her credit, she did admit one thing: Botox. Years ago, she confessed she'd tried it and hated it, saying, "I did try Botox, unfortunately, but I got out of it, and now I can finally move my face again." What an honest, revealing sentence. But surgery? Absolutely not, she says. Nicole credits sunscreen above all, plus good genes and skincare, and insists she's never gone under the knife. Meanwhile, the photo conversation continues. Fans studying her appearances across the years point to her consistently line-free forehead well into her late 50s, and a jawline that experts say looks remarkably tight for any age. Surgeons who have never treated her have analyzed her timeline for major outlets, suggesting possible lifts around the brow and lower face.
At the age of 36, we're starting to see that Nicole seems to be getting some lip filler and some neuromodulation, such as with Botox. You can see that the forehead, the crow's feet, and the glabella are very smooth.
Others defend her completely, noting she's avoided sun her entire porcelain-skinned life, which genuinely preserves skin like nothing else. And viewers of her recent dramas remain split, with some feeling her expressions stay glassy in emotional scenes. Her answer stays the same: sunscreen. But number 10 is a television legend still saying no at 75. Number 10 might be the most beloved denier on this list for our audience: Jane Seymour, our Dr. Quinn medicine woman, a Bond girl, a classic beauty who, at 75, still looks decades younger. And Jane's position has been consistent forever: no facelift, ever. She said she has nothing against women who choose surgery, but insists her face has never been lifted.
I'm not going against anyone wanting to do any of the above. At the end, you still need to be healthy from the inside out.
Absolutely.
So if you choose to do something that requires surgery or whatever, and that makes you feel good about yourself, go for it.
Like Nicole, she confessed to trying Botox once, long ago, and hating it, saying it froze her expressions and she couldn't act with a face that wouldn't move, so she stopped. Her stated secrets: sunscreen, skincare, staying active, and staying genuinely happy and curious about life. And honestly, when you hear her talk, you believe her joy is real. But the photo conversation persists because fans and experts note that her eyes look as open and lifted as they did in the 90s. Her neck remarkably smooth, her cheeks full in a way that faces in the mid-70s rarely maintain naturally. Surgeons have politely suggested to outlets that some assistance seems likely somewhere along the way. She simply smiles and keeps saying no. And you know what? She's earned the right to answer however she pleases, but hold on, because the next entry is where this whole video takes a turn. Okay, pause, because here's where it gets really interesting. Everyone so far is still denying, but the second half of this list is different. First, a superstar the experts actually believe, and then 5 celebrities who denied for years and finally confessed everything, including a confession that genuinely broke hearts. Keep watching. Number 9 never denied and never confirmed. She chose a third option: silence. Meg Ryan, America's sweetheart, the queen of the romantic comedy. When her appearance changed over the years, with fuller cheeks that fans felt crowded those famous sparkling eyes, the media demanded answers for over a decade, and Meg gave them nothing. When one interviewer pushed her directly on the surgery speculation, her entire answer was 2 words: move on. That's it. No confirmation, no denial, just a boundary drawn in steel. She later explained her philosophy, saying she simply can't pay attention to the noise, adding, meanness and hatred are just so stupid. And here's why her case belongs here. Refusing to answer became its own kind of answer in the public's mind, and fans read her silence as confirmation. But experts have pointed out something important. We genuinely don't know.
Age of 41, I see what looks to be either the introduction of cheek filler around this time, both in the medial and to some degree the lateral cheek, or this could be the result of just natural weight fluctuations.
She's never named a procedure, and observers commenting on her photos are guessing, full stop. What we do know is she walked away from Hollywood on her own terms, before the speculation peaked, because she was burned out and wanted a real life. Maybe silence isn't hiding. Maybe it's the only sane response to 20 years of strangers analyzing your face. But number 8 denied one specific procedure in a national magazine. Number 8 gave the most specific denial on this entire list. Renée Zellweger, our beloved Bridget Jones. You probably remember 2014, when one red carpet appearance set the internet on fire. Her eyes looked different, her face slimmer, and headlines worldwide screamed that she was unrecognizable. The world assumed eye surgery, and said so, loudly and cruelly. But Renée said no, directly. She firmly denied having surgery on her eyes, and instead explained that she was simply living differently. Her words, "I'm glad folks think I look different. I'm living a different, happy, more fulfilling life, and I'm thrilled that perhaps it shows." And here's what most people never knew. Several top surgeons actually backed her up. The president of a major plastic surgery society told the press her change could easily be explained by weight loss, aging, and a healthier lifestyle. Another expert said it was mainly her face getting thinner with age. So the experts were split, but plenty sided with her. Renée eventually wrote a powerful essay calling out how we treat women's faces as public property. Then she won another Oscar. And when strangers on a train once told her she looked just like Renée Zellweger, she smiled and said, "Yeah, it's funny how that works, isn't it?" But number 7 is the denier almost every expert believes. Number 7 is the palette cleanser this list needs, because the experts are actually on her side. Julia Roberts, the pretty woman herself, owner of the most famous smile in movie history. Julia has said no to Botox and no to surgery for her entire career, and unlike most denials, hers comes with a reason that will melt your heart. She's explained that she wants her face to keep telling her story, and she wants her children to always be able to read her real expressions, to know when she's actually smiling, to see when she's genuinely upset. Her face, she believes, belongs to the people she loves. And here's the remarkable part. When surgeons and skin experts analyze Julia's photo timeline, most of them agree with her. They point to her visible smile lines, her naturally moving forehead, the soft changes that arrive exactly on schedule decade after decade. Her face ages the way faces are supposed to age, gracefully, honestly, and still absolutely luminous. One expert noted that her wrinkles are precisely why people believe her, because you can't fake natural movement. So yes, sometimes the denial is simply the truth. Sometimes the before and after photos say otherwise. And otherwise means she's just aging beautifully. Remember Julia as we head into the finale, because the last 5 all said no, until the day they finally said yes. Number 6 denied for years, then wrote her confession in a letter that will give you chills. Victoria Beckham, Posh Spice herself, global fashion icon. Back in her pop star days, fans watched her figure change dramatically, and the implant rumors followed her everywhere. Victoria denied them repeatedly. Year after year, interview after interview, she maintained that nothing was enhanced.
I have to say, there's been a lot of people in the past that have said to me that I've had some kind of surgery on my nose. I have never, ever, ever.
Then, in 2016, she did something extraordinary. She wrote a public letter to her 18-year-old self for a major magazine, and in it, she confessed everything. Her words, "I should probably say don't mess with your all those years I denied it. Stupid. A sign of insecurity." Read that again. She didn't just admit the surgery. She admitted the denial itself and named the reason behind it. Insecurity. A young woman in the world's biggest girl group, picked apart by tabloids daily, trying to feel like enough. She's since had the implants removed, embraced her natural frame, and built a beauty brand around confidence instead. And her honesty about the lying is what makes her special. She showed the world that the denial was never really about deceiving fans. It was about a woman not yet ready to face her own story. But number 5 confessed on a podcast while keeping one secret. Number 5 denied for over a decade, then confessed almost everything in one podcast episode. Megan Fox, the Transformers bombshell who spent her whole career hearing surgery rumors, and for years, pushing back on the wilder claims. Fans dissected every photo, insisting her face had been rebuilt. Megan mostly stayed quiet or brushed it off. Then, in 2025, she sat down on one of the biggest podcasts in the world and just opened the vault. She confirmed her breast surgery. She confirmed a nose job from her early 20s, done once and never touched again. She confirmed Botox and filler use over the years, but she firmly denied the more dramatic accusations, insisting she's never had a facelift or eye surgery of any kind.
I've never had a facelift of any kind, so no mid-facelift, no like lateral brow lift, although I would like one, or no regular brow lift.
And then came the moment that made headlines everywhere. She admitted there's one procedure she refuses to reveal. Her word for it? Gatekeeping. She's keeping one secret because, in her words, people don't even really know about it. The internet went absolutely feral trying to guess. And honestly, her confession changed how people see her. The mystery box, the honesty about the rest, the boundary she kept, it was denial, confession, and privacy all at once. But number 4 spent years being accused of having a whole new face. Number 4 heard the phrase new face so many times it became a meme, while she denied everything. Khloé Kardashian. For years, every time she appeared with a new look, the internet declared she'd had another round of work. The jokes were relentless, with people claiming she'd changed her entire face multiple times. Khloé's response for years was denial and deflection, crediting makeup, contouring, weight loss, and lighting.
When I started changing my look, you get better makeup, you do fillers, you do whatever. I had a nose job. It's like, so which one is it? You didn't like me then. You don't like me. You have to do things for yourself.
And to be fair, her dramatic body transformation was well documented through diet and exercise. But then came the 2021 family reunion special on live television, where she finally cracked the vault open with one of the most memorable confessions in reality TV history. She said everyone claims she's had 3 face transplants, and then set the record straight in her own words. One nose job. That's what she confirmed, along with injections she's tried over the years.
I've always wanted my nose done. I finally got the courage and I did it, and I love it.
And here's the interesting part. Her confession only fueled more debate, with fans arguing that photos suggested more, and supporters pointing out that makeup artistry in that family is basically wizardry. Since then, she's become far more open, even joking about her procedures on her own shows. Her arc shows something real. Sometimes denial isn't a lie exactly. It's armor, worn by the sibling the tabloids treated most cruelly. But number 3's confession made the world genuinely emotional. Number 3 carried her secret from age 14, and her confession broke hearts everywhere. Bella Hadid. For years, the entire internet insisted Bella's face was sculpted by surgeons. The comparisons between her teenage photos and her runway face were everywhere. And for years, Bella denied it all. Then, in 2022, she gave a magazine interview that stunned everyone with its rawness. She confessed. One nose job, at just 14 years old, and what she said next is the sentence nobody was ready for. I wish I had kept the nose of my ancestors. I think I would have grown into it. Oh, my heart. A global supermodel, mourning the face she gave away as a child. She went further, denying everything else. No filler, ever, she insisted. She explained that the dramatic changes people see in photos come from growing up, weight changes, and makeup techniques. She also opened up about the crushing insecurity of being compared to her sister her entire youth, feeling like the ugly duckling in a family of swans. Whether fans believe the full denial or not, that ancestral nose confession changed the entire conversation. But number 1's denial defined an entire decade. Wait, you thought Bella was number 1? Number 2 is Kylie Jenner, and I promise the top spot will make sense in a moment, because Kylie's story is the most famous beauty denial of the modern era. Around 2014, teenage Kylie's lips began transforming before the world's eyes. Fuller, dramatically fuller. And when the entire internet asked the obvious question, Kylie said no. Her explanation? Lip liner. Just clever makeup, slightly overlining the edges. Millions of young girls believed her. The Kylie Jenner lip challenge swept the internet, with teenagers literally hurting themselves trying to achieve her look naturally. And then, in 2015, she finally confessed on her family's show, "I have temporary lip fillers." She later explained the denial came from insecurity, saying an early comment from a boy about her thin lips wounded her deeply as a young teen. Fast forward a decade, and Kylie has swung completely opposite. In 2025, when a follower asked about her look, she casually shared the exact details of her breast surgery in a comment, down to the specific measurements and her surgeon's name. From total denial to total transparency in 10 years. Her arc is literally the story of this entire era, but number 1 deserves the crown, because her denial lasted the longest. Number 1 has issued the boldest, longest-running denial in modern Hollywood. Jennifer Lopez, J.Lo, the woman who performed a global mega show at 50 and looked 20 years younger doing it. When fans commented on her flawless face after she launched her own skincare line, speculating about work, Jennifer replied publicly and personally. Her words? LOL, that's just my face. I have never had Botox or any injectables or surgery. Never. Not once. Ever. She credits olive oil-based skincare, sunscreen since her 20s, sleep, positivity, and no caffeine or alcohol. And she's held this line for her entire career, even telling stories about walking out of a dermatologist's office in her 20s when Botox was suggested. But here's why she's number 1. The expert pushback has been the loudest of anyone on this list. Multiple surgeons who never treated her have publicly stated they find the claim hard to believe, with some noting that staying this smooth into your mid-50s without any help would be nearly unprecedented. Skincare specialists fired back that her routine, genetics, and discipline could genuinely explain it. The debate rages every single time she walks a carpet. And through it all, Jennifer just keeps smiling that flawless smile, selling that skincare, and repeating 5 words. That's just my face. Legend behavior, honestly. So here's the question nobody asks. Why do celebrities deny it all? And the answer is more sympathetic than you'd think. First, money. Many stars sell beauty brands, skincare lines, and endorsement deals built on the promise of natural beauty. Admitting work can literally break contracts. Second, careers. Casting directors talk, and an actress labeled as having work done can quietly lose roles. Third, and most human of all, remember what Victoria Beckham taught us. Denial is often just insecurity wearing a brave face. And here's the trap they're all caught in. Deny it and you're called a liar. Admit it and you're mocked for being fake. Age naturally and you're called washed up. There is literally no winning answer. Now, how do experts actually tell the difference? They look at dated photo timelines, not single pictures. They account for weight changes, lighting, and makeup, which can transform a face completely. They look for natural movement, which, as Julia Roberts proved, is nearly impossible to fake. And even then, the honest ones admit they're guessing without seeing a patient in person. So maybe the real lesson is this. Every face on this list belongs to a human being who was asked by millions of strangers to explain their own reflection. Some said no, some stayed silent, some finally told the truth, and every single one of them was allowed to choose. Which denial surprised you the most, and which one do you actually believe? Tell me in the comments, because I read every single one. If you enjoyed this one, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because we've got more stories like this every week, and you don't want to miss what we've found for the next one.